Hello everyone, and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, Fix It with Kash. The goal for this channel is going to be me learning to become a repair tech from absolute scratch. I have absolutely zero experience and understanding of any kind of tech repairs, so there's going to be a lot of mistakes. It's going to be a long journey, but I think it'll be an exciting one. So this is just kind of an introduction video where I'm going to show you all of the gear that I've bought so far. I'm going to upload it alongside my actual first project video where I try to build a little practice soldering kit from AliExpress. So if you want to skip the unboxing and setting up process, you can just jump straight over to that video and I'll see you over there instead. Now, this isn't a completely new idea for me. I've always been interested in the hardware side of tech, but I've never known how or where to start with the repair side of it because it's always just seemed like such a daunting task. With all of the different parts and equipment, different numbers for different things, electricity terms that I've never understood, it's quite overwhelming, you know. And then I took an old gaming laptop I had into a repair shop after I basically blew it up while trying to replace the battery, and they told me it was irreparable. So that was kind of the kick in the teeth I needed, and here I am. Okay, so that is kind of the little introduction of how this all started. Now, let's get into the gear, shall we? These first few pieces here that I'm opening are actually just for the production side of things. That first box was like a little LED backlight that I can hook up to the top of this clamp that I'm opening now. And it also has like an arm that's going to hold my phone, which is what I'm going to use to record just to try and save some money. So here I am just opening up the remaining parts of the desk clamp. I'll set the light up on the top and then I'll attach the arm and put my phone in, and then once I've got all that set up I'll come back with the new setup and we can get into the actual repair bench gear. So here we are with my beginner workbench gear. I'm using an app called DroidCam, as you can see by the watermark, so I do apologize for that. I do end up getting the full version by the end of the video, so that will be gone moving forward. So this is my little work mat. It was a bit smaller than I was expecting, but Google told me that it was a pretty standard size. Small little plastic container, hold some bits and pieces. I got this and the mat and a lot of the other stuff from AliExpress, a few pieces from Amazon, and I think 1 or 2 pieces locally from New Zealand. That little package that I just glossed over there was the AliExpress soldering kit that I've also uploaded now that I mentioned earlier. And that is the battery connector for the laptop that I broke. Here's my precision magnetic little screwdriver set. I'm just testing it out on the magnet part of the mat. That's some heat resistant tape for motherboards. This is another little kit from AliExpress that I'll try later. And this brush was a bit concerning when I opened it. The bristles are like metal. I feel like anything I use that on will just scratch it. So if anyone knows if that's safe, please let me know. Now here's the actual solder that I got. It's a 6337 blend. And we can all watch in silence as I struggle to open this because I have no fingernails from a lifetime of anxiety. There we go. Not too bad. Oh no, that's just the outside. There we go. Next up is the sticky Flux paste. I got one with a couple of little needle heads, different distribution amounts, and up until I started this journey I didn't even know what Flux was. I already knew like what solder was, I knew what thermal paste was, a lot of the other stuff, but for something so important I'm surprised I had no idea what it was. Here I have a couple of solder tips. They're 115 tips. I got extra, not included with my soldering iron. This is a new battery for the laptop that I blew up, so hopefully I can replace that at some point. This is some nitrile gloves that are way too small, even though they're extra large, so I'm never going to be able to use those. And here is my multimeter. I did open this already because I got this from New Zealand, so it arrived 2 weeks before anything else, and I was a bit too excited, I couldn't wait. But I still have basically no idea what any of the functions do or how to use it. Here are some little precision tweezers. I got some curved ones and some straight ones. And that brings us to the final piece and the main event, the actual soldering iron. So I ended up getting a Geeboon TC22. And I got a kit that came with a 245 handle and a 210 handle, along with 2 tips for each. And then I also purchased a 115 handle and 2 115 tips because I was paying $60 for shipping to New Zealand anyway, and the extra handle was only about $10. So I figured I'd just get it now in case I needed it in the future. I believe this is the extra 115 handle, and I also paid I think $10 or $20 extra to get this upgraded docking station. And what it does is it just auto sleeps the solder down to a lower temperature when you put it in. So here's the 2 handles that it came with, the 245 and the 210, along with the 2 tips for each of the handles. And here's the actual base. So this is a lot better quality than I was expecting. It had some nice weight to it, the dial felt really nice, the screen looked good. Came with a standard New Zealand plug, which is good. And here I've just set it up and I'm going to turn it on for the first time. And at first I was getting this error message, no tool, even after plugging it in, and also I realized after watching this that I'm plugging it in while it's turned on, so that was pretty stupid. So after putting the tip in the handle, I was still getting a no tool detected error, so I was starting to panic a bit, thinking I might have gotten a faulty one sent. So after doing some googling, I saw that you just have to push the tip in really hard, like it's quite solid. And then once I did that, it all came up, and here you can see it turned on and the temperatures. So yep, I'm quite happy with that. And that brings us to the end of my starter workbench. As I mentioned earlier, my first project is already live right now alongside this video, so you can click that on your screen now and I'll see you over there. Thank you so much for watching.